So welcome back, everybody, on Racer H2O. We do apologize for the lost stream. The sun was on a little bit of the equipment and it started to get a little hot over there, so we had to end the stream and come back, but we are here. Southern Drag Boat Association 2021 Drag Boat Nationals, Firebird Lake, Wild Horse Pass Motorsports Park in beautiful Chandler, Arizona. So thank you guys for tuning in to Racer H2O, and we do apologize for the technical difficulties, but now we do believe that we have got it fixed. So we are still in Pro Outlaw. Been having, I don't know what the bug is that's going around the Pro Outlaw pits right now, but I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And the next person to try his hand at the first session of qualifying in Pro Outlaw is Rick Blethroat, driving the Wild Thing out of Odessa, Texas, for Alliance Machine, AAA RV, Lone Star Gasket, Full Throttle Racing Collectibles. And Johnny Moto, you were talking about going back in the pits and seeing, all this cool machinery and everything. When you get a chance, you have to go by and see Rick Blethroat's boat, because every piece that you see on the motor part of that, other than, of course, the block, heads, turbo, but all of the little fittings, everything, he made it himself. Like, he machined everything specifically for this boat, because there's really no other setup like what Rick Blethroat has. So every, little bitty thing that you have to get, he had to make it, because there is nobody that sells anything like that. So it is really a phenomenal piece of machinery. The twin turbocharged Hemi. So a lot of these boats will have the blowers on them. Not really as many nitrous boats in Pro Outlaw, but you really don't see any twin turbo boats. We'll probably see one. I don't know if Brian Miller is here or not, but he has a turbo LS boat in Pro Modified. As far as Pro Outlaw, twin turbocharged Hemi. And it is some kind of fast. You might see, if he was able to get down the lake, 170 plus mile an hour out of Rick Blethroat's Pro Outlaw boat. And it is a machinery marvel. You'll hear him when the countdown clock goes to 5 seconds and he closes the capsule. He'll get up on a two-step, building the boost up on those turbos. And when he lets that thing go, it looks like it just lazily goes out there. But right about those green buoys to about the 8th mile of the yellow buoys, boom, that thing is out of here. So the countdown clock hits 5 seconds. Pulls the capsule down. Build the boost. Oh, something didn't feel right to Rick Blethroat. Now let's out of the throttle. Man, I don't know what it is. 11:43 at 52 miles an hour, Rick Blethroat, just for those of you at home that are keeping score. I don't know what happened there, but it looked like it was fine as soon as he let go of the button. But obviously something not feeling right to Rick Blethroat, and he gets off the throttle. All right, so those of you on Racer H2O, we're going to take a quick break and come back with more Pro Outlaw.
Don't care what they say. I've been working too hard lately. Feel like I'm going crazy. I need some time in the space. And I say on and on. 'Cause there you go again, my baby. Your eyes illuminate me. Just wanna be by your side. Take me away. Want to go somewhere special. Far from this place. Don't let me down, down. Hard to think straight. When you look like an angel, my sweet escape. Don't let me down, down.
RacerH2O.com is the place to go to find easy-to-use links to our social media. Watch, read, listen to, and enjoy our content on demand for free on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and RacerH2O.com.
Machine. This is the 2013 Lucas Oil Drag Boat Racing Series Quick Eliminator High Point Champion. 540 cubic inch. Keith Black Hemi. Davis Trucking. BDS Blowers. CP Carrillo. DNE Motorsports. Thanks to Mom and Dad, Frank, Dave, and a huge thanks to his wife and daughter. New Sense, Brandon Davis.
How about it? Another clean run, 5:39, 163 miles an hour from Brandon Davis. That'll put him in the number 2 qualifying spot right below Cody Childress. 5:39, 163. All right, I need top alcohol flats, top alcohol flat bottoms. I need you guys to the in-ramp, please. Top alcohol flat bottoms to the in-ramp. Alcohol flats to the in-ramp. Alcohol hydro be on standby. Personal watercraft to get them warmed up. Alcohol flats to the in-ramp, please. All right, so it looks like we're going back to side-by-side racing. Harley Timbritson driving Mayhem out of Alta Loma, California. Hopefully I said that right. Generator Supercenter to the left-hand lane. And over here in the Extreme Racing Oil and Fuel right-hand lane, driving Team Fisher is Chris Bean out of Temple, Texas. For Gisher Company, VS Gold Bureau, Wall Construction, CBD Properties. So as soon as everything is declared good to go, Chris Bean, Harley Timbritson. All right, so they're fired up. Countdown clock started, 20 seconds left. Going to be number 1 qualifier. Quicker than 5:37, but not quicker than 5.200. 10 seconds. Chris Bean, nice run. 5:06 with an 8. 152 miles an hour, Chris Bean. Wow. That's a little quick. But how about Harley Timritson? 5:37.3, 161, and that will be number one by, let's see. By 6,000ths of a second. Wow. Harley Timritson, number one qualifier by 6,000. Knocking Cody Childress down to second. But Chris Bean, that thing out of here. 5:06 at 152.
No, that's a lot to slow down.
Yeah, really.
5:06.8 on a 5:20 number. 152.97 on the mile an hour.
Hey, Chris Bean's tow driver. Chris Bean's tow driver. When you guys get back to the pits, Chris Bean needs to come up to the timing tower, please. So Chris Bean to the timing tower as soon as possible, please.
So next out, you got the real bad boy, Eric Dement. Eric Dement from Luling, Texas. The Liz and United Rental, J.L. Gray Construction, Lilly Construction, Great Western Corporation, Parker Brothers Roofing, Performance, HVAC, Perch, Victor, Gary Gray, Anita, Brandon, Kaysen, Logan, all on the team. Alcoholic Behavior, Bill Wire. Bill Wire, it's a fine line hull, Brad Anderson powered, 540 cubic inches. Winner of the Hunter Showdown in El Reno. Clint's Concrete Works, Lone Star Induction, RH Marine, Security State Bank and Trust, Hill Insurance, Jackson Electric, Texcon Fuel, Black Wolf Landscape, Bay Ridge Buggies, BCMT Trucking, BW Construction, Truck County Outfitters, and Collision Express. So the Luling, Texas-based real bad boy, Eric Dement, going to be alongside Bill Wire, the Alcoholic Behavior.
Eric Dement, your 2021 Pro Outlaw High Points champion here in the Southern Drag Boat Association. Just about completely dominated the season. This boat is absolutely on a string. And it would not surprise me at all if Perch has got this thing dead on 520 with something. I mean, it's amazing to watch.
I like the name, Perch.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I mean, I've known him for a long time, and I know Perch is listening somewhere. I have no idea what his real name is. No idea.
So it's not.
Do you know
like,
what his real name is? Nobody knows.
Yeah, but it could be like a Prince thing.
It's the best kept secret in
Yeah.
drag boat racing.
You don't think he had his name changed and that's it?
Probably. But seriously, one of the greatest guys, and for him to be such an amazing crew chief, he has a flip phone still. He still has a flip phone. But the absolute best crew chief, best guy out there. Alcohol flats, top alcohol flat bottoms. We need you to the end ramp. Top alcohol flats. We need you to the end ramp. Alcohol hydro, be on standby. Personal watercraft, be getting warmed up.
No way. No way. So Perch has a nickname. It is. Oh, okay, I'm not gonna.
We're going to keep it a secret what his real name is, but let's just say it makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, we could we could give away something if anybody can guess what Perch's real name is. All right, so here we go. Countdown clock has started. 20 seconds left on it. The real bad boy, Eric Dement, over here on the right-hand side. And the far side of the racetrack, Bill Wire. The BW Construction, alcoholic behavior. One of these guys is going number one. Eric Dement, how about it? What is it? 5:12 with a 0, 177 miles an hour. Not going to number one, but it was a pretty good run. 5:12, 177.26. Bill Wire unfortunately having issues before he ever really even got to the starting line beam. So we will need Bill Wire's trailer back to the end ramp, please. Bill Wire's trailer back to the end ramp, and please come back the way that you got to the out ramp, please, so we don't cause any congestion. But Eric Dement, I was wrong. Neither one of them went to number one, but I knew that Eric Dement was going to make a really good run. 5:12, 177 miles an hour. All right, so final call, top alcohol flats to the ramp. Final call, top alcohol flats to the ramp. I need top alcohol hydro. Top alcohol hydro to the ramp, please. Top alcohol hydro to the ramp. Personal Watercraft, be on standby. Stock Eliminator, be getting them warmed up. Top alcohol hydro, need you guys to the end ramp, please. All right, so getting our second Pro Outlaw into position. It's going to be Jason Mulligan driving Embezzler over there in the Generator Supercenter left lane. Do not have any information in right now for the right lane. Dave Wallingforth. Wallingford going to be over here in the Extreme Racing Oil and Fuel right-hand lane. Dave Wallingford driving for Rob Steele Raceboat Factory, Keystone Contracting, Classic Meat Company, Isolair, O'Brien Electric, Sheffield Marine, Fine Line Concrete, Boring Petroleum, Garage out of Vancouver, Washington, and RS Davis Recycling. With Jason Mulligan and Dave Wallingford. It sounds like, yeah, Jason Mulligan, the boat died on him. We got it fired back up. Got 15 seconds left on the countdown clock. If you want to be number one qualifier, go better than 5:37.3. Beautiful rooster tails both sides. 5:27.5, 165 miles an hour. Jason Mulligan goes to the number one spot. Dave Wallingford, 5:14.4, 170 miles an hour on his side of the racetrack. Jason Mulligan, 5:27.5 at 165, and takes over the number one spot. Still got a few Pro Outlaw boats, I do believe. No, that might be all of them. Because I do believe this is Pro Modified being pulled to the hold rope now. So if that is true, then Jason Mulligan will finish out the first session of qualifying as the number one qualifier. Once again, Chris Bean, we need you to the timing tower, please. Chris Bean, we need you to the timing tower. All right, so bear with us for just a few minutes. We'll get everything into position. We are lacking in the ramp help department, so we are definitely going by a little bit slower than what we had anticipated. We do apologize, but gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, right?
Hey, don't forget you have an opportunity to help out the Racers Emergency Support Program. They got the 50-50 tickets for sale, $1 a ticket. Who knows, if you buy 20, you might get 21, but again, a 50-50 drawing is going to be held. Also, you've got they're going to have a raffle for a really nice cooler down there, so check out the Racers Emergency Support Program. Right next to, in fact, the SDBA event shirt stand. Joe Shelfo is looking for a set of Cassell gears, 200 plus 10%, See him at Mike DeClark's pit at boat 537. So Mike DeClark out here. Haven't seen him out here yet. They have cash, food, and shirts. So, but Joe Shelfo looking for a set of Cassell gears, 200 and 10%. So see him at Mike DeClark's pit, boat 537 in the pit area. They'd be very thankful if you come up with those gears for him.
If I was wrong, Greg Colette is going to make his run here in Pro Outlaw. Driving a rapid package. Extreme Racing Oil and Fuel, right-hand lane. Precision Detail Products, Eugene Skin Diver Supply. Reading Performance Marine, special thanks to Bob Snake Toll, Spencer, Dad, the Safety and Rescue, and ramp personnel. Glad to be a part of the historic event. We appreciate Craig Colette for being here. And maybe here in Q1 he can go to the top. To do that, you got to knock Jason Mulliken off.
You know, actually have 13 boats in the category, and I'll tell you, this is one category that's not had the best of luck so far.
Oh, yeah, really. I'm hoping that luck turns around whenever Pro Mod gets pulled to the hold rope. That way we can get the momentum moving back in the right direction. All right, so we're getting a boat off the top end of the track is what I was told, so then we will send Craig Colette.
And remember, I mentioned we do have event shirts for sale. Drag Boat Nationals here at Wild Horse Pass Raceway, Firebird Lake. The biggest drag boat race of the 2021 season, and located right next to the SDBA souvenir stand. We've got the Racers Emergency Support Program, where they're having the 50-50 tickets right across the way. We got a lot of different vendors out here with us this weekend. Have an opportunity to pick up many items. Keep in mind also some of the race teams offset the high cost of drag boat racing by offering shirts for sale. So you can not only go through the pits and check out one of the most beautiful boat shows that you ever might imagine here on the water, of course, one of the greatest boat races you can imagine, but you can also pick up some souvenirs as you cruise through. So check out the many items being offered. Our concession area, serving up some Mexican food.
Some fajitas sound really good right now.
Oh, man. El Tacon out here with us. We also got ice creams. It's getting to be that ice cream kind of day.
Yeah.
You know, no doubt about it. I'm like a shake kind of guy, you know, chocolate shake. So we're just waiting on clearing the top end of the racetrack. We'll be sending our next machine, Pro Outlaw boat, looking for that 520 number. As I mentioned, there's 13 boats in the category. This is our first round of qualifying today. Then we're going to go through our rotation again to round out today's activities. We qualify today and also tomorrow. Then we go into elimination. So got about 20 seconds before the countdown begins. Countdown on the backside of the Christmas tree that's out floating 125 feet from the holding rope. They pick a number, kick it in gear, and try to hit that line right on time. So rapid package, Craig Colette.
That sounded beautiful. 5:29.9, 175.56. That'll put him number 2. Not knocking Jason Mulligan off the number 1 spot. Craig Colette, nice run for him. 5:29.9, 175.56. So that is a very good foundation to build upon for the rest of qualifying and then elimination Sunday.
You know, this qualifying coming up later today is going to be interesting. We had numerous boats run under the number. They're going to try to slow them down while they might be trying to turn up the screws here on the rapid package machine. Craig Colette coming very close to the number, of course, with that 5:29. Next pair coming out, we got Pro Modifieds. Pro Modifieds run the 560 Index out of the right lane, boat number 420. Terry Kane, the Racing Kane machine. From Los Alamos, New Mexico. Top Secret, Sean Reed. And I believe that Sean Reed is going to hit the tour real hard next year. From Puyallup, Washington. And Sean Reed, had an opportunity to watch him make numerous runs in a top fuel dragster. Sean Reed, very competitive driver. It's good to see him back at drag boat racing. Sean Reed. The trouble is, a lot of the Pro Modified guys didn't want to see him come back. He is that good. Puyallup, Washington based. As Colton mentioned earlier, his helmet will travel. He will. No doubt about it. It's no secret. It's the top secret. It's Sean Reed. It's Terry Kane, the Racing Kane. Pro Mods a pair.
Looking for 560. Sean Reed 557 to 159.79 miles an hour. But look at Terry Kane, 545.3, 159.56. David Carroll and Matt Schubauer to the tower, please. David Carroll and Matt Schubauer to the tower, please. So our next pair of Pro Modifieds, remember this is the 560 Index category. So as of right now, you know, with both drivers breaking out, Sean Reed, how about that 0:11 reaction time? Sean is on it all the time. Sean will be number 1, Terry Kane will be number 2, but everybody will go down to the bottom once the, you know, the ones that don't break out go up to the top. So here comes Mickey Snyder and Robin Reed. Mickey Snyder driving Top Gun over there in the Generator Supercenter left-hand lane at Rio Medina, Texas for Rio Truck and Auto, Rio Fab and Welding, Lilly Construction, Custom Powder Coating, 4-Way Bar, Damon Decker, 212 Athletics, Jeff Gibson Insurance, Racers Insuring Racers, Guild Mortgage, Reagan and Angie Everett, Rowdy Tees, R&S Construction from Mickey Snyder, and Robin Reed over here in the Extreme Racing Oil and Fuel right-hand lane, driving Wound 2 Tight out of Arlington, Texas for Two Guys Marine out of Del Rio, Texas Outrigger Boats, CCR Fiberglass and Marine, NGK Spark Plugs, Fun and Sun Boats and Tackle, and Trinity Racing Ministries. All right, listen up. Personal Watercraft needs to the end ramp, please. Personal Watercraft to the end ramp. PWC to the end ramp, please. Stock Eliminator be on standby. Modified Eliminator be getting warmed up. Modifieds be warming them up, please. Personal Watercraft to the end ramp. Robin Reed, Mickey Snyder. Robin Reed. Hey, Henry Bainey, I don't know if you're sitting at home watching on Racer H2O, but Robin's kind of disappointed. They're shaking no bake. They call themselves shake and bake, and of course Hank not here this weekend, so Robin is shaking without the bacon, I guess. I don't know. Hopefully he goes to number 1 right here. Just needs a run that's a little bit slower than 560. Robin Reed cutting it real close at 557. Robin Reed, we know what this team's capable of. That is one fantastic machine. Brand new sponsor for Mickey Snyder here this weekend, Illuma Lighting, and also Chasing Oil. Thank you to those companies for your support of Mickey Snyder and getting him all the way from Rio Medina, Texas to Chandler, Arizona, which is not just right down the road. All right, so here we go. 10 seconds left on the countdown clock for Robin Reed and Mickey Snyder. Robin Reed was glued to the water. About 566.1 at only 136 miles an hour. He was out of the throttle early, but he will go to the number 1 qualifying spot with Robin Reed. 566, only 136. Mickey Snyder, 613 at 144. That'll put him number 2 with that run.
Ryan Baxter is going to be coming out of the Extreme Racing Oil and Fuel side of the racetrack, the right lane. Bottoms up, Bo. Bob Santorini and Riolo Racing helping him out. Brian Gilday at Mike's Marine and Dangerous Pursuit Racing Crew and Family. So bottoms up, going to be in the right side, Ryan Baxter. While out of reach, Daryl Ehrlich in the Doug Madera machine. Doug Mader, sponsored by a special thanks to Daryl's Equipment, Daryl and Angie, Chris Randall, Yvonne, Angela Mack, George's Bar and Grill, 2019-2020 SDBA High Points runner-up, and Pro Modified. Special thanks to Perch for and his timely help.
So here we go. This is Doug Mader's 50th year of drag boat racing. So this is the golden anniversary? Is that what 50 is? Is the golden anniversary of Doug Mader in drag boat racing? And in his 50th year, they win the SDBA High Points Championship in Pro Modified. Daryl, Mad Max Ehrlich, left lane, Ryan Baxter in the right. Number 1 qualifier, Robin Reed at 566. And as soon as we get them clear of the top end, we'll fire them up. What a beautiful boat is that of Ryan Baxter's. So Daryl Ehrlich and Ryan Baxter, they fire the boats up. 15 seconds left on the countdown clock. Can one of them go to number 1? I've got a good feeling. All right, here we go. Capsules down. Let's go. Here we go, Daryl Ehrlich, 556 at 162. A little too quick on the index. 556.0, missed it by 400ths at 162 miles an hour. It was running good, it was running strong. It was just running a little too quick. So Daryl goes down to 5th. Ryan Baxter, 645.5. He's out of the throttle at 140.5 miles an hour, and he will be your number 3 qualifier right now. So Robin Reed first, Mickey Snyder second, Ryan Baxter third, Sean Reed is the first of the breakouts, and he is 4th. We still got got 5 pro mods to go, I believe. And then it'll be time for my favorite class in drag boat racing, top alcohol flats. The funny cars of drag boat racing. All right, so our next two getting pulled into place. I know that's Shelby Herbert Springer over here in the near lane. As soon as we get all the information, we'll let you know. But what a beautiful day. It's been a great day of racing so far. We're going to run one more session of qualifying, then call it a day. We'll be back tomorrow for 2 more sessions of qualifying, and then, of course, Sunday for eliminations. Thank you to everybody on Racer H2O for tuning in. Got your bag of Cheetos and your RC Cola, just hanging out with us. And everybody here that's at the racetrack, thank you guys for coming out and supporting us. We are making history. And if you are out here spectating, be sure to, I challenge you to text at least 10 friends and say, hey, you guys need to go to the drag boat races. Send them some videos. Go on social media, Facebook, Instagram. Follow and like the SDBA. And keep up with everything that happens, because 2022, the Southern Drag Boat Association is going to be amazing. And we'll be right back here next year. We do not have a date solidified, I don't think. We will be back in 2022 for another Drag Boat Nationals. All right, so waiting for the word from Rescue 2. Waiting for a green course, and then we will go yellow. See the next 2 Pro Mods. All right, now we're going green. Green course. We're about to go yellow. So it's going to be Gary Bauer driving Blackjack over in that Generator Supercenter left-hand lane. And Shelby Everett Springer over here in the Extreme Racing Oil and Fuel right-hand lane. Shelby driving the boat. Can't touch this. The name of it. Driving for Todd and Jan. Gary Bauer from Grass Valley, California. For Gary, and Gary. I like that. 3 Garys. Hey, this is my brother Gary. This is my other brother Gary, and I'm Gary. Kevin Fennell, Mad Dog Racing. Mark Bauer, Paul Bauer, Brenda Bauer, Cole Bauer, Kevin Fennell, Katie Patters 10 seconds left on the countdown clock. Remember, Pro Mod 560, the number we're looking for on the scoreboard. Something goes awry for Gary Bauer and Shelby Everett Springer. 5.64.0, 149 miles an hour, and Shelby Everett Springer goes to the top of qualifying. Somebody's excited.
Crowd goes wild.
Yeah, the crowd goes wild. That's the Shelby Everett Springer fan club over there, right? Love it. So we will need Gary Bauer's truck and trailer back to the end-ramp, please. Gary Bauer's truck and trailer back to the end-ramp, and please come back up the road to the out-ramp. Please go back up. Do not make the circle around. Gary Bauer did have a really good reaction time, 003, but that's about the only good thing that happened on that run, unfortunately. We need Gary Bauer's trailer and truck back to the end-ramp, and please come back the way you came. All right, so for those of you watching on Racer H2O, we're going to send you to commercial. We'll be right back with more Pro Mod racing in Arizona.
Don't care what they say. I've been working too hard lately. Feel like I'm going crazy. I need some time in the surface. And I say on and on. 'Cause there you go again, my baby. Your eyes illuminate me. Just wanna be by your side. Take me away. Want to go somewhere special. Far from this place. Don't let me down, down. Hard to think straight. When you look like an angel, my sweet escape. Don't let me down, down.
RacerH2O.com is the place to go to find easy-to-use links to our social media. Watch, read, listen to, and enjoy our content on demand for free on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and RacerH2O.com.
All right, so we are back from a commercial break, and here comes Kevin Helm driving the Woody. Nice run for Kevin. 581.6, 149 miles an hour. I'm sure they just wanted a nice run straight down the track. Put him number 3 on the sheet right now. Kevin Helm, the Woody, out of Moore, Oklahoma. Made the trek to Arizona. And a nice, solid, clean run here in the first session of qualifying. They'll go back and lean on it a little bit. 581 at 149 for Kevin. We have 2 more Pro Mod boats left. That'll finish out that category. Then we'll go into top alcohol flats. Mallory Carroll and Steve Walls, the last 2.
So next pair out in our Pro Modified category, we got the Hydro Commando, Steve Walls. Steve Walls out of San Angelo, Texas. It's a Curtis Brodex, 521 cubic inches. First year in the Pro Mod, runner-up in Waco in 2021. Buddy E.S. Johnson, special thanks to Fast Line Fabrication, Walls Tractor Repair, FPC, SVCS, Jamie and Judy Sheffield, Wayman Pitchford Incorporated, Schaefer Oils, William R. Pascal and Sons Fine Woodworking, Extreme Barbecue, and Joe Yarbrough, all helping out the Hydro Commando. Steve Walls will be in that Extreme Racing Oil and Fuel side of the racetrack, right lane. Generator Supercenter lane featuring A Little More Therapy. That young lady, Mallory Carroll. Mallory Carroll out of Burnett, Texas, sponsored by Burnett, Texas, the WCR Construction, Electro Freeze of Texas, RFC, RESP. Special thanks, Gary Watson, Mom and Dad, Todd, and Ella Haas. It's good to see Todd Haas out here with us. So A Little More Therapy. Mallory Carroll. So again, the Pro Mods looking for that 560 number. Shelby Ebert with that 5.641 sitting in that number 1 spot. Robin Reed in the number 2 position is Wound Too Tight machine. Let's see how Mallory Carroll, A Little More Therapy in the far lane, alongside Hydro Commando, Steve Walls, can do down the racetrack. And left lane, 539.5, 539.5, 165. For Mallory Carroll, A Little More Therapy. Hydro Commando, Steve Walls with a 5.999, 147.07 on the mile an hour. So Mallory Carroll with that too quick run drop down to the bottom. Meanwhile, Steve Walls go to the number 4 spot being on the top side of that 560 number. So a little more therapy. Mallory Carroll winding it up, 539.5. Just got to slow it down to that 560 number.
So that'll do it for Pro Modified. And now, about to give me chills. Top Alcohol Flats. Being pulled to the hold rope. And things are about to get interesting. There's a Party to the Max machine being pulled to the hold rope. Old Bill Miller. Max Davis is around here somewhere. I know he is. Got a whole, how many? I believe you have 6 Top Alcohol Flats on property here this weekend. So give us a second to get them pulled to the rope. All right, so here we go. The first pair of Top Alcohol Flats. Donnie Laban, Hydrophobia. The Jet Boat is going to be over here in the Extreme Racing Oil and Fuel right-hand lane. For Pleasure Boat Specialties, American Turbine, CP Pistons. Jim Pisoda Racing, Dangerous Pursuit Racing. Ruva Cabo Paving. Oxidine Marine. Crew Chief Glenn Schuler, crew of Carol Schuler, Justin Gore, Tim Eagle, Bob Fry. And Bill Miller, the Party to the Max over here in the Generator Super Center, left-hand lane out of Taylor, Texas. The 3-time SDBA High Points champion, driving for Max Heavy Haul, Moore Trucking, Elite Products, Rapid Photos, Texas Automotive Equipment, Robin Banks, CP Carrillo. The Blower Shop of Boise, Idaho. Bonnie's Compression is going to be performance in the crew of Terry Moore, Joe Davis, Dwayne Gilbert, and Mark the Wire God. So glad Mark is doing better. He had a really, really bad bout with COVID-19, but Mark is all good to go now. And Bill Miller, I can promise you, it's been way too long for Bill. He is ready to hit the gas in this thing. Of course, Bill driving for Max and Linda Davis out of Montgomery, Texas.
You know, what's interesting here, Donnie Laban, I don't think has been behind the wheel of the machine for about 29 years. So he's had a lot of different drivers in the Hydrophobia machine, so this is going to be cool. He's probably experiencing some high anxieties right now, but he's got a great crew. He's been pumping them up the whole time, getting ready for this. So, Hardy to the max. Bill Miller. Max Davis standing over here looking on. Hydrophobia. Donnie Laban. In the category, you can have a fuel jet run alongside an alcohol flat. This should be fun. Capsule lids down, latched. Kick them in gear.
Hey, it went down. That's all that matters. 573-1, 140 miles an hour. Well, Bill Miller, 002 red, so he was pretty good off the tree. 573-1, 140 miles an hour. Was battling a fuel pump issue last night, and it was popping down there, you know, while I was going down the racetrack. But hey, it went down. That's all that matters. Bill Miller, 573, 140 miles an hour. Something happened with Donnie LeBon. We need Donnie LeBon's trailer back to the in-ramp, please. Donnie LeBon's trailer back to the in-ramp. Please come back up the road to the out-ramp, please. So tough break for the jet boat. But they do have one more chance today. Second session of qualifying for Donnie LeBon. But Bill Miller, they really didn't know what was going to happen because, like I said, they had that fuel pump issue last night. And might have got it fixed. It just needs a little tweaking, you know, so everything's good.
They might be starting the tweaking right now. I look behind us, and there's Max on the phone saying, man, we gotta. But so Linda's not with us, but I'll tell you what.
She's here in
Max
spirit.
is like
and on
kicking
the phone.
rocks. He's kicking rocks that you're not here with us. So
Absolutely.
But, they did a fantastic job getting it down the racetrack with those issues, as Colton was mentioning last night. So their hearts are with you, and they know that you're behind them.
And Bill Miller likes to give me a stroke every time he steps on the gas. Because that thing, I mean, it makes that, you know. Oh.
Next pair of the alcohol flats going to feature Battleborn, David Geip, and alongside back in black, Greg Jones. So the Canyon hull, Fontana powered, 557 cubic inches, advanced precision, Dennis Larry, TNT Auto and Marine Paint, Vince Wells Construction, Dago's Marine Engineering, with Julie Jones, Tom Loftus, Mike Shire, and Marvin Blay, and also Jake Mathis on the crew. Right lane, sponsored by BRG Homes, DC Plumbing, Patterson Racing Engines, Jet Set Luxury Brokers, Advanced Precision Machine, Great Basin Water Supply, River Concrete, Mad Mike's Nitro Rub, Menace Motorsports, Eltizer's Powder Coating, Calibrated Concrete. Special thanks to our sister and brother-in-law, Jason Spicer Gripe, Mike Patterson, Tony Scarlatta, Sandra Scarlatta, Mike Thompson, Gary Morrill, and our wives, Angela, Michelle Gripe, for the support, and, of course, the kiddos. So it's Battleborn, David Geip right, the Extreme Racing Oil, the fuel side of the racetrack, left lane, Generator Super Center, featuring back in black, Greg Jones.
I need stock eliminator. Stock eliminator. I need you guys to the in-ramp, please. Stock eliminator to the in-ramp. Stock to the in-ramp. Modified, be on standby. Top eliminator, be getting them warmed up. Stock eliminator to the in-ramp, please.
Hey, tonight, don't forget they're going to have the Hot Boat Reunion. And in years past, it used to be on the south side. They'd have it up by the boat grandstands, but they're going to have it in a very nice setting here at the pavilion right behind the timing and scoring. So we got a pavilion here at Wild Horse Pass Raceway, and that's where the reunion is going to be, down by the starting line area. 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, that the Hot Boat Reunion is going to be.
Here we go, Greg Jones and David Geip. 15 seconds left on the countdown clock. I know David has been looking forward to this ever since the last race, and I don't even think that he was at our last race at SDBA, but he has been dying to stab the gas on this top alcohol flat. Here we go. Funny cars of drag boat racing. at Firebird Lake. Well, David Geip's boat kind of buried the nose as soon as he stabbed the gas. 6:05.1 at 123. Greg Jones 5:72.3, 150 miles an hour, and the back end black boat goes to the number one qualifying spot. 5:72, 150 for the number one spot. David Geip, like I said, when he stabbed the gas on it, it just kind of almost buried the nose, and then he got that pedal. That left pedal working and got the nose up out of the water, and everything from then on looked to be pretty good. He did get out of the throttle pretty early at only 123 miles an hour. Stock Eliminator, I need you guys to the end ramp, please. Stock Eliminator, I need you guys to the end ramp. All right, so possibly a single run. Yep. Tony Scarlatta driving Shazam over there in the generator. Super center, left-hand lane for Matt Brown. For Matt Brown Trucking, Jet Performance Marine, Electro Free. Special thanks to the entire crew. Tony coming to us out of Locust Grove, Oklahoma. Team owner Matt Brown from right here in the Grand Canyon state of Arizona. The world record holder, both ends of the world record, in top alcohol flats held by this man and this boat. My goodness. 5:30 with a 5 at only 145 miles an hour. It obviously didn't pop the blower because it's still running, but it definitely, when he stepped off the gas, it wasn't pretty. Didn't sound good, at least. But 5:30 with a 5, 145 miles an hour. That is beautiful. So Tony Scarlatta goes to the top of the qualifying list. Probably not exactly the run that they were looking for, but still a good run nonetheless. Shazam to the top again.
Flat hammered. Jeff Stewart going to come out of that right lane. The Extreme Racing Oil and Fuel side of the racetrack. A Canyon Hull, Brad Anderson Power Plant, Craig Turner Construction, Stewart Floor Covering, and Secure Towing, all helping them out. A special shout out to Chris, Greg, Craig, Tom, and Debbie. Back in Black Racing Team also. So Flat hammered, Jeff Stewart, right. War Party rides on, Bill Diaz. From Brownwood, Texas. War Party rides on, honoring the legends Nancy and Jerry Davis. Sponsors: Nancy Davis Racing, Aquatic Balance Pool Service, Industry Tire, Maniac Racing, Infamous Brewing, Campbell Family, Braiders Truck Service, DSM Racing, RB Props, Robin Banks, Stacy Smith, Drag Boat Review, JJ Marley Ranch. Special thanks to Steve Brady Truck Service. The crew: Jeff Todd, Straight Brian, Marcia, Kevin, Big Ricky, Stu, Nancy Stacks, Daniel and Candace, and Berto. All the group. War Party rides on, Bill Diaz. So it's Flat hammered, Jeff Stewart. War Party rides on, Bill Diaz. Strong chance here, Flat hammered, Jeff Stewart could grab the pole on this run. We're going to watch that boat in the right lane, Colton.
Yep, Jeff coming to us out of Bakersfield, California. And this boat right here, I'm telling you, if it sets right, whenever he flies the nose, it's going number one, in my opinion. I mean, the amazing job that Jeff Stewart and his entire crew have done getting that boat to where it's at right now is absolutely phenomenal. So here we go. Yellow signal is given. They'll fire them up. Bill Diaz, War Party rides on, and Jeff Stewart and Flat hammered. Y'all keep your eye on the scoreboard, because it's either going to be really good or they're not going to get down the racetrack. If they get down the racetrack, it'll be really good. .546.5, 132 miles an hour for Jeff Stewart. Not going to knock Tony Scarlotta off the top. But Jeff Stewart, a nice run for him, 546. Obviously, Bill Diaz had trouble. Out of the throttle way early. And not going to make it to the finish line. Tough break, Bill Diaz. Jeff Stewart, a nice run for him. It was very, very smooth. 546, 132, and he will be your number 2 qualifier. I need Bill Diaz's truck and trailer back to the end ramp, please. Bill Diaz truck and trailer back to the end ramp, and please come back up the road that you went to the out ramp on, please. So Bill Diaz's truck and trailer back to the end ramp, please. So that was the last of our top alcohol flats. Now it's time for top alcohol hydro. As you can see, Marty Logan being pulled to the hold rope. I do believe we have 5 alcohol hydros here, but I do believe that one of them is not going to make a pass. So we'll have 4 for Q1. Hopefully we'll have all 5 by the second session of qualifying. Hey, Bill Diaz, nice tan. All right, so here we go. Marty Logan, first alcohol hydro to take the water. Living the dream, the name. Out of Midlothian, Texas. The 8-time world champion. Protect the Harvest, Lucas Oil, House of Color Motorsports, Turnkey Speed Shop, Northwest Texas Class 95, Oten D, Annie Smith, FPC Services, James Brown, Judy Sheffield, Ellis County Barbecue, Dennis DeWeird, MTR Performance, NW Radios, TD's Transmission, the Chris Kyle Frog Foundation, Texas Outrigger Boats, CCR Fiberglass, Marine Dynamics, Gumby Performance, Stevie Jackson Race Cars, Michael Furr Golf Exhibitions, Dean Wingard Photo, and MartyLogan.com, and of course, Trinity Racing Ministries and RESP. And he's trying to spin the motor over, but it's not spinning over. You can hear the starter trying to spin the motor over. All right, we need Marty Logan's trailer back to the in-ramp, please. Marty Logan's trailer back to the in-ramp. All right, final call for stock eliminator to the in-ramp. Final call stock eliminator. I need modified eliminator. Modified to the in-ramp. Top eliminator be on standby. Pro eliminator, get them warmed up. Modified eliminator to the in-ramp, please.
You know, one of the cool things you can do on the SDBA website, you can check out, and you'll see driver profiles. Just reading up on Marty Logan. His goal is to win 10 world championships. This year came so close to winning another world championship. He won high points, as Colton mentioned, in the SDBA, and he had a shot at the championship with the KDBA, which would have gave him another world championship, but the final round, I think he actually put it up on the bank, which DQ'd him and cost him a world championship. But he's over that. But right now, he's going to be focusing on why he did not be able to get down the racetrack here in this alcohol hydro qualifying session. He's giving it a shot here. All right. Ken Price going to be in the right lane to Black Dragon machine from Porter, Texas. Curtis, Brad Anderson Power Plant. Onyx Services, special thanks to Ronnie, Danny, Haskell, and Jake. Again, living the dream, Marty Logan, going to be in that left lane. The Generator, Super Center, side of the racetrack. Black Dragon alongside. Alcohol, Hydros. Whoa! Living the dream. Marty Logan goes down 425 with a 0, 208 on the mile an hour. Boy, I'll tell you what, Black Dragon, Ken Price, that boat was way out of shape. Right when he stabbed the throttle, it was up sideways.
And guess what? Marty Logan's mile per hour, that is a new Southern Drag Boat Association record in top alcohol hydro at 208.73 miles an hour. So congratulations, Marty Logan. After the starter, not even spinning the motor over. Then he goes out there and goes 425 at 208 miles an hour. But that wasn't really what the focus was. The focus was Kent Price. What a save that was. I don't even think that there was any way that Kent could have saved that boat. God saved that boat for Kent Price. That was so close. It wasn't quite as close as Henry Bainey's, incident in Marble Falls this year, but that was scary. And you guys wonder why drag boat racing gives me stomach ulcers.
And you look so cool, calm, and collected, Colton. I don't know. I didn't think you had ulcers.
Yeah, I only have to go change my underwear. That's it.
There you go. Looks like we're going to have one more of the alcohol hydros coming out. It looks like Personal Watercraft also taking their positions out on the holding rope. So the Little White Lie, Mike DeClark, going to be coming out. Anaheim, California. A DSR, Curtis Craft Hall. 565 cubic inch Brad Anderson Power Plant. Got the screw blower on there. Infinity Plumbing. S&J Plastering. LAT Racing Oils, GS Marine, Precision Craft Marine. Special thanks to his beautiful wife, Gina, Eddie Pacilio, Greg Shoemaker, Dale DeClark, and Josh Walton. So Little White Lie, Mike DeClark, going to be coming out of that Generator Super Center side of the racetrack. This machine comes to life. Countdown has begun. I should say the seconds to countdown. He'll pick his number, kick it in gear, and head on down the racetrack. 5 seconds till countdown. You watch the capsule lid come down. Latched. Mike DeClark.
Oh, you saw it. It started making that little funny move. And out of the throttle, Mike said, nope, not today, Satan. So Mike DeClark out of it early, 673, 68 miles an hour. That'll put him number 2 right now. Marty Logan, of course, that 425, your number 1 qualifier. Kent Price, whew, what a scary deal. Randy Ball did not attempt here in the first session of qualifying. They're having some trouble back there in the pits. Hopefully they can get the Okie Flash done for the second session of qualifying, and then Andy Reynolds electing not to make a pass either. So we'll go into Personal Watercrafts. That ends qualifying session number 1. And we will go into qualifying session number 2, our last and final for today. And tomorrow, 2 more sessions of qualifying, and then race day Sunday. Okay, so Andy Reynolds is going to attempt in his top alcohol hydro. I didn't see him sneak in there. the boat called Running with Scissors. He has the current record at 4:24.6. Had the speed record. Well, not anymore. Marty Logan took the speed record away at 208 miles an hour. It was set at 207. So Marty Logan ups it by a mile per hour. And almost by just a few thousandths of a second, Marty Logan almost took the ET record from Andy Reynolds as well. Andy running with scissors. He'll be over in the Generator Super Center, left-hand lane. All right, so as soon as he gets set, Andy coming to us out of Lake Wiley, South Carolina. So he is a long way away from home, too. Now, we thought Mike Robbins with Nitro Nuts was a long way away. About equal parts for Andy Reynolds to be here, but we're glad that he's here with us. Of course, Andy responsible for doing our #1 qualifier awards for us this year. And he's hoping that he can take his own blower belt #1 qualifier prize back to South Carolina with him. Do that. Got to run better than 4:25.0 that Marty Logan just laid down. All right, so almost ready to go. Got to make sure that our PWCs are out of the way. Gary Gray says, go yellow. So let's see what Andy Reynolds has got in the tank. We've seen 425. We've seen 208 miles an hour. Can Andy Reynolds better that? We're going to find out in about 15 seconds. Oh. Backfired the supercharger. Yeah, sheared blower studs and everything. Like it's gone. But you can tell he had it hopped up. All right, so as soon as we get Andy Reynolds safely off the racetrack, we're going to need Andy Reynolds' trailer back to the in-ramp, please. Andy Reynolds truck and trailer back to the in-ramp. As soon as he gets clear, it'll be personal watercraft. We'll kick off our second qualifying session and our last of the day. Don't forget, there will be a driver's meeting about a half an hour after the last boat goes down the water. Half an hour after the last boat goes down the water, we're going to have a driver's meeting. All right, so our first pair of personal watercraft is going to be Henry Rogers driving Bring Me a Beer and Watch This out of Dement, Oklahoma. For Swan Pipeline Services, Big Dog Consultant Services, Swan Transportation. He is currently number 3 in qualifying. He went 11:03 with a 1 first session, and he is dialed 11:03. And Rathan Broadway, your current number 1 qualifier. He went 10:50 with a 7 on the 10:50. He said, I'm going to push it a little bit, and is dialed 10:40. As Andy Reynolds surveys the damage. He could just about pick the entire blower up and throw it into the cockpit. All right, final call, modified Eliminator. Final call, modified. The top Eliminator. Top Eliminator needs you guys to the in-ramp, please. Top Eliminator needs you guys to the in-ramp. Pro Eliminator, be on standby. Quick Eliminator, get them warmed up. Top Eliminator, to the ramp, please. All right, so Rathan Broadway on the Golden Child, the Extreme Racing Oil and Fuel right-hand lane. 10:40 prediction. And Henry Rogers, Bring Me a Beer and Watch This. He's down 11:03 after running 11:03 in the first session. Let's see how consistent Henry Rogers can get that ski. All right, so we are still on a red course. As soon as rescue gives us a green light, we will send Henry Rogers to Rathan Broadway. All right, yellow signal given. Henry Rogers, Wraith and Broadway, kicking off the second session of qualifying.
running it through on 11:18, while Marvel was looking for a 10:25, going through at a 10:48. Personal Watercraft out there, second round of qualifying for these particular machines. You'll see another Personal Watercraft out there, and then a whole bunch of the stock Eliminator machines doing time too. This is Lynn Blackburn coming out of that extreme motor oil and fuel side of the racetrack, the right lane. Looking to run a 10:31. Docks and Boats Rescue. Hey, want to let everybody know on RacerHTO that we were out of power, so that's why we had a little glitch in the broadcast. Right now we got Lynn Blackburn. Lynn Blackburn, how close to that 10:31 will he be? She runs through at a 10:46. 10:46 at 68.93 in a mile an hour. So Lynn Blackburn doing time too. 10:46. Actually, she ran 10:31 earlier. She was looking to, actually dialing in on her previous round pass. Keep in mind, a lot of these boats that dial their own are just trying to figure out their performance. A lot of the drivers have been coming up here and saying their machines have been a lot quicker than the previous race that they were at. So now they're trying to adjust into the conditions at hand here at Firebird Lake Wild Horse Pass Raceway. So, Bloodshot, Kevin Hotchkiss, coming out of that near lane. Extreme Racing Fuel and Oil Machine. Rack Rumbler, Emily Lander. And Kevin Hotchkiss, Bloodshot Machine, looking to run a 10:67, goes through it at 10:37. He was having a few issues there as he just came past the starting line. Started breaking up a little bit. The Rack Rumbler, Emily Lander, looking to run a 9-second even run, runs it through it, a 9:56.9 at speed of 82.79 on the mile an hour. Going to put him in the number 8 spot. Hotchkiss, earlier, running a 10:62. He still sits in that number 4 spot. So now we're going into our continuing on with our stock eliminator category. So again, stock eliminator running right now. If you're a top eliminator boat, you need to be making your way or in the launch area right now. Soderly Tober, Seth Walls, driving the Steve Walls machine. So Seth coming out of that Extreme Racing Oil and Fuel side of the racetrack. Fastline Fabrications, Walls Tractor Repair, FPC Services. Jamie and Judd Sheffield, Wayman Pitchford Incorporated, Schaefer Oils, Palmetto Whiskey, Buddy E.S. Johnson, William Pascal and Sons, Fire and Woodworking, Extreme Barbecue. Carlton, Christopher Vaccaro left. Seth Walls looking to get there, 9 seconds even, runs it through at a 2 quick, 8:67 at 96 on the mile an hour. Also, a shout out to Extreme Barbecue. Extreme Barbecue, Cooking for Christ, Steve, Michelle, Jason, Shanna, Tag, Bruce, Sella, Shane, and Joe. But how about Christopher Vaccaro? Bet the house 1/10,000th of a second after the number he was looking for. Looking to run 9 even, ran a 9.0001. So I guarantee nobody's going to upset him. There's no window there.
Yeah, Andy Reynolds, you can go ahead and give Christopher Vaccaro that belt for the number 1 qualifier. That is amazing. Dead zero. Wow.
So stock Eliminator. Picking their numbers. Looking to run as close to as possible. Christopher Vaccaro, Carlton, in that number 1 spot. And I think he can stay there the rest of the weekend until come Sunday. And then what does number 1 do for you? The slower boat tries to take you down. Nothing like taking down the number 1 guy, right? If you can do it. El Diablo, Patrick Peterson, the Pro Boat, Cole Insurance Agency, Bending Auto Parts, X-Forest Tunnel, 540 cubic inch Chevrolet. Fork and Hostel machine is Sean Mederosen. The Fork and Hustle. So let's see what Sean can do. Earlier ran a 9:04 and the 9-second number he's looking for. And a 9:08 was what El Diablo, Patrick Peterson, put down. And running it through with a 9:20, 9.200 at 88.21 on the mile an hour. Patrick Peterson, El Diablo in the near lane, far side. Fork and Hustle, Sean Marderosen going through it at 9:15, 9:15.2 at 81.12 on the mile an hour. Marderosen, Fork and Hustle machine, he's going to stay in that number 2 spot. Earlier today in his first qualifying session, ripped off a 9:04.2. That time down slowed a little, 9:15 at 81.12. So as conditions warm up a little bit, beautiful day here at Wild Horse Pass Raceway. Don't forget you can check out some of the many activities they have here at Wild Horse Pass. Just check out racewildhorse.com. Got a few more events. Friday night drags coming up. They got a nitro event. All kinds of different activities happening here at Wild Horse Pass Raceway. Last weekend had the big rally cross event. Kyle Busch came in. Enjoyed the day. But last weekend was not as nice as it is this weekend. It's just a beautiful weekend. Drag Boat Nationals happening here, sanctioned by the Southern Drag Boat Association. Racing organizations from all over the United States racing here this weekend. A non-points event for all of the different associations. But everybody wants that trophy. The Drag Boat Nationals trophy. Will Paul Young make that memory? Well, this is his Making Memories boat. The All Day Long. Sam Fay coming out of the left lane. Sam Fay. Special thanks to Lou Larson Engines, Don Mama, Fantasy Logging. Pray for his grandson Troy Mockridge, who's battling leukemia. He's 5 years young. So his prayers go out to Troy. And a good solid run there. Goes to the number 2 spot all day long. Sam Fay runs it through at a 9:03.5 at speed of 90.80 on the mile an hour. While Making Memories, Paul Young runs it through at a 13:12. 13:12 at 58 on the mile an hour. And he, with that run, goes to the number 7 spot. Aqua Patina, Glenn Castgens. He in that right lane, sponsored by Speedcraft. It's a Speedcraft Johnson and Conride 140. Thanks, Mom, Jen, Ronnie, and Jen. Glenn's Mobile Tire and Auto, Gravel Guns, Splash Boat Rentals in Kings Island, Flagship Towing, JBS Underground, and Hill Country Hydraulics.
Gotta say, hey, Mom. His mom, Beverly Castgens, is here this weekend. I don't know where you're at, but hey, Beverly.
Hey, Beverly. Faster than it should. Jack Ogle, left lane. Engine by Jay Erhan. Jet Boat Performance. Aqua Patina with a 1565 at speed of 51 in the mile an hour. He sits in that number 15 spot. Number 7 with a 9.819 at 79.26 in a mile an hour. The faster than it should, Jack Ogle in that left lane.
All right, so listen up, everybody. Somebody has come and is missing their driver's license. So if you find a driver's license laying around, please bring it over here to the timing tower. And any other lost and found items that you find around the property, please bring them over here to the timing tower. That way we can make an announcement, try to find the rightful owner, but especially a driver's license, and specifically an Oklahoma driver's license.
Wicked TNT, Tanya Scribner, coming out of that right lane, while the left side of the racetrack, Funk Racing, Kalen Funk.
How about that?
Man, I'm telling you, the lady looking for a 945. How about a 945 with a 7? Tanya Scribner jumps at a number 2 spot, but keep in mind, nobody's going to bounce number 1. That's
well,
like
it is possible.
Well, yeah. What do we read out to? The infinity? But
it goes out to 10 numbers.
Okay.
The timing system goes out to 10 numbers.
So I guess there's a...
to the millionth of a second.
That means you might feel a draft in the window.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. Funk Racing, Kalen Funk. She goes through at a 12:09, so that was a good run for her. She was looking to run 12 seconds even, so 12:09. Actually, that'll put her in the number 5 spot. Hey, don't forget, we got that 50-50 drawing. The Racers Emergency Support Program. They're located right next door to the SDBA event shirt booth. So that drawing's going to be at 2 o'clock today. That's 15 minutes. Debbie, put me down for 10 tickets. Come on. I need to get in there. In fact, I'll tell you what. Put me down for 10 and put Colton down for 10. He'll give you the money. Only kidding. I'll pay. But I want 10 for me, 10 for Colton. Now, don't mix and match because, well, I guess we could split. Give us 20. We'll split.
Yeah, we'll split. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
See, now I'm really excited, man. We're 15 minutes away from maybe $100,000, Colton. But it's a 50-50 drawing. Half that money goes to the Racers Emergency Support Program, and they're also raffling off a cooler this weekend. I want to get down there and check out some of that stuff. Got to get down there in the Midway and see all the vendors and all the stuff made available to you. We got David Beers, Grounds for Divorce, coming out of the right lane.
I like it.
Yeah, Grounds for Divorce. Dustin Peterson, the Collusion Machine, going to be alongside. Well, looking for a 1050, Grounds for Divorce. David Beers runs it through at a 1074.6. 1074.6, that'll move him into the number 9 spot, while the left lane, Collusion, Dustin Peterson, runs it through at a 961.9. Looking for that 910 at 83 in a mile an hour. He will move to the number 13 spot. So the 50-50 raffle coming up minutes away. Right behind the boat grandstands, RESP. You know, that Grounds for Divorce, by the way, was a Maverick Wright 454 cubic inch Chevrolet powering that machine. Saboteur Racing, Tyne Beers at Desert North Realty. KS Signs helping out that Grounds for Divorce, David Beers machine. Ran that 1074 and a 50 dial. Keep in mind, they get 2 shots at the racetrack today, 2 shots tomorrow, and then eliminations on Sunday. Joe Dutra came by and added an incentive to the blown gas hydro category. I'm sorry, blown gas flat. So the blown gas flats, an extra $300 plus some Cali Strong gear going to the winner, runner-up, $150. And also some Cali Strong gear. Joe Speed Freak Dutra, Cali Strong, JT Dutra Photos on Instagram, sports clothing company. So I want to thank Joe Dutra for offering some incentives in that blown gas flat category. Shane Westerfield right now licking his chops, man, coming in with that 07 to be in that number 1 spot. Uh-huh.
Here comes Mike King and Hope Helm. Hope in the Extreme Racing Oil and Fuel right-hand lane. Driving Liquid Assets out of Moore, Oklahoma. For Parker Brothers Racing, Hunsucker Legal Group, Performance HVAC, ID Solutions, Texas Rocks, 360 Angus Ranch, Triple K Cattle Company, Liberty Homes, Carey, and the Key Team at Providence Realty. And Mike King, the Borrowed Miller Time Hot Rod. Hope Helm's first attempt at the racetrack. She goes 920 on the 9 flat at 94 miles an hour for the number 10 qualifying spot. Mike King, 9 flat with a 5 at 87 miles an hour, and that'll put him in the number 2 spot. Hey, Matt Miller. Oh, you'd think Matt Miller just won the Super Bowl. Where's he going?
I think he's going to run to the out ramp.
Yeah, run, Forrest, run.
I'm going to the out ramp. Yeah.
I love you, Jenny. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. But Mike King, how about that? 9 flat with a 5 on the 9 flat. Put him in the number 2 spot, right behind Christopher Vaccaro with that 90001. Pro Eliminator to the in-ramp, please. Pro Eliminator to the in-ramp. Quick Eliminator, be on standby. Blown gas flats, be warming them up. Blown gas flats, be warming them up. Pro Eliminator to the in-ramp. All right, Chris Wassinger, Rat Attack, the name of the boat. Generator Supercenter left lane out of Garden Grove, California. Looking for 9 flat. Max Tatalo, flirting with disaster, dial 950. Max Tatalo, 10 flat with a 3 and 81 miles an hour on that 950. Your number 15 qualifier right now, Chris Wassinger, 961 with a 1 and 81 miles an hour on the 9 flat. And his better run of 955 earlier will have him 17th on the qualifying sheet of 20 boats, I do believe. As we are getting closer to modified eliminator, I do believe that this might be, no, we still got a couple of pair of stock eliminator to go. And then it'll be modified eliminator. For all of our modified eliminator competitors, Larry Hall out of Maybank, Texas has put up $50 for the best reaction time in qualifying in modified eliminator. And it's not only $50, okay? It's 25 $2 bills, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, they might collectible. I mean, you
yeah,
might
right.
actually
I mean,
get
they don't make those things anymore. You know what's even more rare than a $2 bill? A $3 bill. So Larry Hall out of Maybank is giving $50 to the best reaction time throughout all of qualifying. So after, when we do our number 1 qualifier awards tomorrow, we'll give away the $50, the best reaction time in modified eliminator. So be pushing for it, guys. Here comes Steve Smith and Tanner Higdon. Tanner's right over here on the right side, and Sliver for Steve Smith out of Glendale in the left. Whoa! To the moon, Buzz Aldrin. Man, he could have counted the craters on the moon if it had been night with that thing. And out of the throttle early, 1086 for Tanner Higdon. It threw the front end of that boat up in the air. 9092 at 87 miles an hour for Steve Smith. That'll put him at number 6 on the sheet now. I do believe this is going to be our last pair stock eliminator, as I see modified eliminator boats out there. Hey, Guy Hand, I know you're watching back home. Cheryl came over here and said that you were watching to give you a shout out, and sadly you couldn't be here, but you were watching along at home, so wanted to make sure that you knew we were thinking about you out here in Arizona.
And that's in Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Oklahoma.
Don't forget the Hot Boat Reunion tonight at the Pavilion right here behind the timing tower. Hot Boat Reunion, 5 o'clock. And then hopefully that won't interfere with, after we get done with our second session of qualifying, we're going to have our drivers meeting about a half an hour after the last boat goes down the water. Final call, Pro Eliminator. Final call, Pro Eliminator. Quick Eliminator. Quick Eliminator, need you guys to the in-ramp, please. Quick Eliminator to the in-ramp. Blown gas flats, be on standby. Pro Comp flats, get them warmed up. Quick Eliminator to the in-ramp, please.
So that 50-50 drawing is about ready to happen. Just about 4.5 minutes away. Of course, my watch, one of those old Mickey Mouse watches from the 50s, probably keeps pretty decent time. Ashley Winslet, Vanishing Breed. Extreme Racing Oil and Fuel side of the racetrack. Monster Boy, Randy Melvin, left lane. Monster Boy hasn't raced a lot this year. Good to see him back out here. He's done quite well with the Arizona Drag Boat Racing Association. Ashley Winslet, she from Dallas, Texas. Fast Line Fabrication, special thanks to Mom, Dad, Brian, Chantal, RESP, and Trinity Ministries.
Ashley Winslet was looking for 9 flat. She goes 9:43.2, only 77 miles an hour. She will be number 14 on the qualifying sheet. Randy Melvin breaks it out by just about that much, 9:46 on a 965 at 82.73 miles an hour. And he will be 22nd. So there are more than 20 boats in stock Eliminator, probably our biggest class on property as we go into modified Eliminator. Now, these guys are vying for that extra $50 for the reaction time. And our first pair is going to be Jesse James Jr. driving the Outlaw out of Tyler, Texas, our 2021 SDBA High Points champion. And that makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 championships in a row for Jesse James Jr. For David and Carrie Muller, Lone Star Millworks, Just for Christmas Decor, JJ Marley Ranch, Brian Beadle, special thanks to the Outlaw crew. Jesse said he couldn't do it without you, and he's right. It takes a crew. It takes a village to do this kind of stuff. It really does. Jesse James Jr. is lucky to have one of the best crews in drag boat racing and Extreme Racing Fuel and Oil. Right-hand lane, flat, ruthless. Kyle Harder. Thank you to Cole, Jeff, Rob, Andy, Dusty, Derek, and the whole team. And Kyle Harder is lucky enough to be a 2021 High Points champion as well. Oh, 799 with a 3 for Jesse James Jr. Missed it by 7 thou. 799.3 at 97 miles an hour. Jesse James, 042 on the reaction timer, and missed it by 7 thou. But how about Kyle Harder? 801 with a 1 at 112, and that'll be your new number 1 qualifying time. Kyle, 8011, 112 for the number 1 qualifying spot, and Jesse James Jr. missed it by about that much. Randy Neal, it just needed a little bit more oomph. A little less oomph. But hey, still a nice run. And that run right there, I guarantee you, the third session of qualifying tomorrow, they go at 80, 801, something like that. That team is just absolutely amazing. Tom Blaitler driving Boneyard over in the Generator Super Center left lane for Advanced Automotive. Klamath Falls, Napa Auto Parts, and Kevin Hibden, Trump Money, the name of the boat in the Extreme Racing Oil and Fuel right-hand lane. Out of Peralta, New Mexico, for Bud Long Motorsports, Albuquerque Plumbing, Nelson Speed, and Marine. And Kevin Hibden, what a driving job. That boat tried to throw him out of it, but he didn't give up. Tom Blaitler, another 801 with a 0, but with a lesser speed, he gets the number 2 qualifying spot. Matched him to the 1,000th of a second on the elapsed time, and Tom Blaitler, because he went a few mile an hour slower, will get the number 2 spot. So Kyle Harder will stay number 1. Kevin Hibden, 911 with a 5 at 91 miles an hour on the 8 flat index. But man, whenever he hit the gas on that thing, it tried to throw him out. But he pedaled it and got it down the lake. He said, don't even give me no lip, boy. I'm going to get you down here. That was amazing.
It looks like he had to pedal it twice and tried it again and started getting crazy on him. Jason Gothard. By the way, that 50-50 raffle is happening right this minute. Oh, happy hour. Jason Gothard and the Steve Walls machine. Buddy E.S. Johnson, Fastline Fabrication, Walls Tractor Repair, FPC, SVC, James and Judy Sheffield, Waymon, Pitchford Incorporated, Schaefer Oils, William Pascal Sons, Fine Woodworking, Extreme Barbecue, Joey Yarbrough, and Cooking Price.
Tyler Urshan, 8:31 with a 1 at 96 miles an hour. And with his run from earlier, will stay number 6. Jason Gothard broke it out 7:71 at 113 miles an hour, and that will put him number 13 on the qualifying sheet. So not exactly what Jason Gothard and the happy hour team were looking for. That boat's been running really, really good, and it's running really, really fast here this weekend.
They got a couple more shots to slow it down, so that's a good thing. Sitting in that 13 spot. You never know, though. You could win from the 13th spot.
Absolutely. No doubt about it.
Kyle Harrington, double trouble coming out of that right lane. A Deaver Hydro, Big Block Chevrolet, 500 cubic inches, Daryl Nichols Fabrication, Shane Radford Realty, Heinz Brothers Automotive. Special thanks to Dad and Mom, wife Deanna, and twin daughters, Emma and Quinn, and also Shay. So double trouble, right lane, Kyle Harrington, super clean, Bill Glisson. He was in that number 1 spot. He was pushed down a number. Let's see how he fares here. In fact, actually, he's been pushed down twice. So will he fight his way back to the number 1 spot? Bill Glisson. The Southern Turf Grass, DP Marine, David Pooh, Riverside Military Academy, all helping him out. A Mirage Merc, 260 for power. This guy is tough, has killer lights. Let's watch and see what he can do here.
The speed from that outboard. 782 with a 9 at 107 miles an hour. Picked up way too much. Kyle Harrington, 866.2, 100 miles an hour. Needed a little bit more push down the racetrack, and he will be your number 8 qualifier. Bill Glisson not going to help himself by going way quicker than what he went earlier, not going closer to that 8 flat, and he will stay at number 3. Comes Hardy Cole and Ron Baker. Hardy Cole driving Booger Red for Mickey Harlow. Hardy out of Joplin, Missouri. Jet Boat Bills Performance out of Tulsa. Sanja and Jimmy Owensby of Odessa. 4A Pest Control. Dead Aim Racing. Carol McKinney. He'll be in the Extreme Racing and Fuel right-hand lane. And Ron Baker, Noisy Boy, the name of the boat. Out of Surprise, Arizona, JR Powder Coating. Rab Fab. ATEV Office Solutions. East Valley Performance, Chamois Motorsports, Team Impact, and Motif. Special thanks to Joe and Star McLemore, Ron Baker Jr., Steve Smith, Gage Traden, Steph, Deb, Chamois, Moto Feet, Jay and Jaden Urshan.
Booger Red runs under the number, stays in that number 4 spot. Earlier running an 8:05.2. This time down the racetrack is 787.5, 101.01 in the mile an hour. How about a 008 reaction time? Noisy Boy, Ron Baker, with an 043 lead, runs a way quick 736 at speed of 105.45 in a mile an hour. Let's see what he ran earlier. So he had problems getting off the line earlier, so that's way, way quick. 8 seconds, the number they're looking for. Here we got Tony Dunlap, El Diablo. He in that Extreme Racing Oil and Fuel side of the racetrack. It's a DeMarco Hull, Chevrolet for Power, Big T Transport, Brian's Fine Finish, Beam and Pump, Wild West Water Delivery, Arizona Hot Boats. Special thanks to Wes and Charisse Khan, Brian Miller, Dave Arnsdorf, Scott Kelso, and Tony Dunlop. Rat Rod, Keith Funk, left leg. Man, he's going the wrong way. Tony Dunlop, he might be trying to make a move into another category because he ran a too quick 7:23 earlier. That time down, ran a 7:19 at 1:11. Keith Funk, on the other hand, he had some problems earlier. This time got down the racetrack with a 10:07. A 10:07, looking for that 8-second number was he. So the Rat Rod of Keith Funk, at least he got down the racetrack. He was having some serious issues earlier, and he's resolved some. He's got 2 more runs to clean it up.
And that's the perfect time to tell you, if you guys are wanting to run another class, or if you need to declare another class, please do not just come up with the class that you want to run in. Please come up to the timing tower and let us know. That way you can fill out the paperwork necessary to go to that other class. Don't just show up with another class that's not yours, please.
Mama's midlife crisis. This is Carrie Alt. Jeff, Carrie, and Jacob teaming up with this machine. Don's Hot Rod Shop, Termigan Pest Management, Mile High Vapors, and Stephanie Brandt with Paradox Insurance helping her out. No Clue, Bill McGuinn. Peggy Owens, the crew chief. Joe Shelfo, Larry Flores, Kevin Foot, a special thanks to. And I'll tell you what, Mama's midlife crisis had troubles getting down the racetrack earlier. This time ran a too quick 7:77.1 at speed of 1:10.43. So I'm sure Jeff and Jacob are happy with that effort. Now they just got to slow it down some. Bill McGuinn, he goes through with a too quick 7:28. Now he running in that top eliminator category. So it was a mod in the right lane, top in the left. So Bill McGuinn with that run, he's sitting in the number 10 spot in that top eliminator category. Couple more top eliminators coming out right now. Mental Warfare, Shea Harrington. Sanger Hydro 500, Chevy Heinz Brothers Automotive helping them out. West Marine, Daryl Nichols Fabrication, Shane Radford's Real Estate. Special thanks to Mom, Dad, Kyle, Emma, Quinn, and Daryl. Left lane, Fire Me Up, Sal. Sammy V. Sammy V ripped off that 7:02 with a 1 out of the box earlier today. First one out in the top eliminator category. So a 7:053, 114 on a mile an hour. Metal Warfare, Shea Harrington moves to the number 2 spot with his 7:038. So Sammy V stays in that number 1 spot. He wants to give a shout out to Dave Filichowski from Diversified Maintenance for the race equipment and support. Dave Ebert from the One Motorsports Racing Engines, legendary Wayne Metler for the boat setup and expertise, and Lisa G for her love and constant support. Sammy V, Villa Vicenzio. Next pair out, Randy Cole, Bruce Schroeder. Bruce Schroeder in the special thanks to his wife for supporting him to follow his dreams, and Jill Schroeder, Philip Schroeder, and Callie Ast. Now Fixius, Ron Baker, left lane. Ron Baker out of Surprise, Arizona, 468 cubic inch Chevrolet. TR Powder Coating, ATEC Office Solutions. Special thanks to his dad for getting the boat ready for this weekend, and thanks to Mom for helping him put me in and out of the water. The entire Topless Racing team for their support. Fixius in that Generator Supercenter side of the racetrack, the island side. Randy Cole, Bruce Schroeder in the right lane, the Extreme Motor Oil and Fuel side.
Ron Baker, 9:01 with a 9 at 86 miles an hour. He was about a second off the pace. He will stay number 7 in qualifying, and Bruce Schroeder, 7:58.7 and 108 miles an hour. That is his best run so far today, and he will be number 13 on the sheet. So we are a modified eliminator. So for Ron Baker, that was the 8.0 index. He's still second off of it. Bruce Schroeder is running in top eliminator here this weekend. Still about a half a second off the pace for Schroeder as well. So. And Scott Dolezal, gotta produce more. Yeah, absolutely. Sponsored by Rogue Shot Racing, RRT Racing Logistics, and Carl Snyder. Bad Temper, the name of the boat in the Extreme Racing Oil and Fuel right-hand lane. Racing for Mile High Vapors of Prescott Valley. Don's Hot Rod Shop. PCP Designs, East Valley Performance Machine. A couple of top eliminator hot rods. Current number 6 qualifier in Carl Snyder. And Scott Dolezal is wanting to step up big time. He is number 16, went too quick at 689 in the first round of qualifying.
Yeah, they just got to produce a little less. Greg and Melanie Johnson's machine, no doubt about that.
Yeah. Scott Dolezal, how about 7 flat with a 0 and a 0? Knocks Sammy V off the top spot. 7, what is that? 10,000? What? I don't know. My goodness. 7 flat with a 0 and a 0 at 111 miles an hour. Now that is nearly impossible to beat right there. Scott Dolezal, he slowed it down just a perfect amount. Your number 1 qualifier. Wow. And it's Carl Snyder, 7:09.8 at 108.70 miles an hour. That is his better run of today, and he will be number 6. But 7 flat with 2 zeros at the end of it, that is absolutely outstanding. Don Blaney and Sean Rogers, the Barbarian for Sean. The name of the boat, the Extreme Racing Oil and Fuel right-hand lane. For Rogers Family Circus, Paul Mitchell, the snack bar, Little Mitch, Carter's Farm, and Don Blayland. The name of the boat is Stepping Up. Generator Super Center, left-hand lane out of Seal Beach, California. For Blaney Electric, Mike Miller Racing, B1 Racing, Curtis from California, Cylinder.com, BLR Performance. Don Blayland, 7:27.3, 106.05 miles an hour. That is his better run as well, so he will be number 11. And Sean Rogers, also a better run in the second session of qualifying, 7:23.6 at 112 miles an hour. Move him up to the number 9 qualifying spot. But nobody gonna touch Scott Dolezal. That was outstanding. I've never seen that before. That was awesome.
You know, Dozel, he from a racing family. His brother won Super Gas up at the Mile High Nationals, as a matter of fact, this year. Kickoff to the Western Swing on the NHRA Tour.
Final call for quick eliminator. Final call, quick eliminator. I need blown gas flats. Blown gas flats. I need you guys to the in-ramp, please. Blown gas flats. I need you guys to the in-ramp. Pro Comp flats be on standby. Pro Outlaw be warming them up. Pro Outlaw, warm them up.
Here's Matt Rogers, ringleader, coming out of the Extreme Racing Oil and Fuel side of the racetrack. It's a Cole Chevy, 560 cubic inch engine. Sarah, Paul, Anthony, Tyler, and Luke on the crew. Rogers Construction and Management Group. And Rogers Family Circus, all helping out the ringleader, Matt Rogers. Back in black, Jerry Branham. Branham from Tyler, Texas, going to be in that Generator Super Center side of the racetrack. Left lane, island side. Here at Firebird Lake, Wild Horse Pass Raceway, at the Drag Boat Nationals.
Jerry Branham, 7:01 with a 5 at 113 miles an hour. He'll be your number 2 qualifier. Matt Rogers missed the perfect light by a thousandth of a second. Goes 7:16 with a 5 at 123 miles an hour. That's his better run. And he will be 8th on the sheet. Scott Dolezal still got a stranglehold on that number 1 qualifying spot, and I don't think anybody has got a hammer big enough to knock him off.
Well, Orion's going to give it a shot. Ken Petrovich. The Farmer John Racing, KP Automotive Mobile Services, Big D Logistics, K-Sticks Vinyl, Wilson Specialty Services, Bostic Racing Engines, Jeff Bennett Analytics, Mike Miller, Kerry, and Andy, a special shout out to. So it's the Orion machine. Ken Petrovich, right lane, danger zone. William Erklands. The American Canyon Training Center, Kohler Marine Specialties, quality boat care repair, custom painting, composite repair. So the American Canyon based. I used to stay in American Canyon when I worked at Sonoma Raceway for one of the many California races on the NHRA Tour. So just on the other side of the bay is he, William Erklands. Danger zone. Fire lane, Orion, Ken Petrovich.
Erkland 7065 at 120 miles an hour. Big speed out of that hot rod as well. Ken Petrovich goes 7040 at 116. So there are your number 5 and 6 qualifiers. Both of them making better runs than what they did in the opening round of qualifying. A few more top eliminators left, and then we'll go into Pro Eliminator, our 650 category.
Pure Sin. Brady Kimbrough out of Houston, Texas. Justin Chandler Landing, Olson's Pilings, Jeffrey Gibson Insurance, Roland Smoke Barbecue, and Jack and Jacob Rudisill helping him out. While the left lane, Wicked TNT, Tanya Scribner, ADBA Top Eliminator runner-up, 21. Modified Eliminator champion, Mr. T-Shirts, Mom and Dad, and Scott's Custom Paint. And the ADBA can actually run a couple classes in the same event. She taking home 2 titles in the 21 season. So Wicked Pickle, Tanya Scribner, Generator Supercenter side of the racetrack, Island Lane here at Firebird Lake, Wild Horse Pass Raceway. Pure Sin, Brady Kimbrough in that right side. Here you're looking at your number 17 and 7 qualifiers. Pure Sin, the sin that he had in his earlier round run is he was too quick by 21 Hun. So he just wants to slow it down. While Tanya in Tara's boat ripped off a 7:08. Will she take over the number 1 spot? No. I will stake my life on that. But she could come in as number 2.
Brady Kimbrough, 706 with a 116 miles an hour. He jumped way early, but it doesn't matter here in qualifying. But you saw him kind of double step it. You know, he knew that he had hit the throttle way too early, so he got out of the throttle again, rolled back into it. 719 with a 7, 117 miles an hour for Tanya Scribner, and she will be number 8 in qualifying. She slows down by 0.08 of a second from her previous run. Brady Kimbrough makes a way better run and puts him number 6. Remember, he had that too quick run in the first session, so now he slowed it down to a 7:06 at 116, so that'll put him way up in the qualifying order. Josh Urshan and Matt Miller. Matt Miller driving Miller Time in the Extreme Racing Oil and Fuel right-hand lane out of El Reno, Oklahoma. Miller Excavation Hub and Performance, Smoke on the Water drag boat races. And Josh Urshan out of Apache Jet, Arizona. For Jet Boat Garage, East Valley Performance Machines, Scorpion Boats, Steel Racing, NPB Racing, West Coast River Rats, Torco Race Fuels. The boat is for sale, so if you would like to get into a top Eliminator boat, there you go. Josh Urshan's is for sale. Mr. Grinch. Matt Miller's boat completely jumped up out of the water. 725.7, 113 miles an hour for Matt Miller. He will be number 10 with a 714 from earlier. Josh Urshan, 757.4 at 100.91 miles an hour. He also slows down from his last performance, so he will be number 15 on the sheet. Josh Urshan's boat is for sale, and Matt Miller just put a brand new Nitrous Express system on his boat, and it's showing to pay off. It's definitely picked up performance a little bit, but jumping up out of the water like that right then did not help that boat go down the racetrack any quicker by no means.
And I believe the final boat in the category. So top Eliminator, 7-second index. Riser above, Bill Frew. The Hound Dog Racing, Reese Motorsports, McLogan Supply Company, Extreme Products, Boat Mist. Special thanks Jim Howard, Mark Reese, and Hound Dog Racing Crew. Earlier, Bill Frew ran an 8.002. Put him in the number 17 spot. A lot of room there for him to move down. Scott Dozel sitting in that number 1 spot with a 7.0000.
That's better. 730 with a 7, 107 miles an hour. He'll move up 2 positions. The number 15 spot, which is better than being 2 positions further down. So nice run for Bill Frew. Still probably not what he was expecting, but I mean, you can hear it going down there. It really wasn't performing to his liking, I'm sure, but still got 2 shots tomorrow, so it'll be all right. Now we go into Pro Eliminator. Extreme Racing Oil and Fuel right-hand lane. Cole Billings driving the Gunslinger. For Roseway Partitions. Andrew Racing Engines, thanks to Jeff, Andy, Rob, and Josh. 650, the index right here. And Cole Billings is your number 1 qualifier at 650 with a 1. Yeah, 13 10,000ths of a second to sneak in there and take the number 1 qualifying spot away as Kevin Foote driving Distraction for Pirates Den Resort, Sundance RV Resort, Parker Auto, and the entire town of Parker, Arizona, he says. He is your number 2 qualifier at 657.9. Kevin Foote, 654.7, 128.64 miles an hour. Cole Billings, 671.0 at 94 miles an hour. He was out of the throttle way early. Not going to give up the number 1 spot. Kevin Foote not going to take the number 1 spot. He will improve a little bit on his elapsed time from earlier. but not going to improve in qualifying position. We still await to get more boats on the hold rope. That's going to be Jeff Bailey. Coming up in the far lane, I do believe. The beer budget hot rod. And our champ, Mr. Dave Lipinski. He said, I don't need nobody to tow me out there. I'll drive my boat to the rope. That's what I'm talking about. Dave Lipinski out of Madeira, California. A hot shot. The name of that boat. He'll be over here in the Extreme Racing Oil and Fuel right-hand lane. And the Generator Super Center. Left lane will be Jeff Bailey. Out of Okmulgee, Oklahoma.
You know, the hot shot Lipinski was way hot on his earlier round run. He said he had a tune-up in there from back east, so he hopes to run triple zip and right on the money.
Hey,
so,
if anybody can do it, it's this man right here.
Tell you what, he won the championship.
Sure did. Dominated the championship. Never lost a single race. Yeah, he didn't have to drive near about as far to this race. All right, so Dave Lipinski for Hot Shot Racing would like to thank the generous crew members for their help in the 2021 SDBA Series. Jerry, Scooby, Ronald, Mike, Chet Keeley, and Dave Bowman. Without you guys, Dave Lipinski would not be the High Points champion and pro eliminator here in the Southern Drag Boat Association.
You know, he probably had to bring his boat further here than he would have from Madeira, California.
Wow, 6:47.6, 125 miles an hour for Dave Lipinski. 6:46.2, 116 miles an hour for Jeff Bailey. Actually quicker than what he went in the first session of qualifying, so Jeff will stay number 5. Dave Lipinski will stay number 6 in qualifying, neither one of them going to improve. Well, Dave Lipinski improved a little bit. He did go slower. He just didn't go above the index, so he will stay down toward the bottom of the sheet.
And, you know, I made a comment that he probably pulled further to get here than he would have from Madeira, California. He based that boat in Texas to run all the SDBA races to win the championship. So now he's getting closer and closer to home. And there he slowed it down a tenth of a second. Hey, you got a towel over there? I mean, we did. Jared over there is wiping his screens on Racer HTO. Holy kids. So our next pair of machines in the Pro Eliminator category taking their positions out on the holding rope, out of control. Jim Hound Dog Howard. He had some issues earlier. McLogan Supply, Hound Dog Racing, Reese Motorsports, Typhoon Cooling, Tommy from Typhoon Cooling, Lifeline, Bear Trailer. Special thanks to the Out of Control team, Hound Dog Crew, and RMS Crew for making this happen for the dog, the Hound Dog Jet Ski Nation. The special shout out to the SDBA bringing all these clubs together this weekend, and for Gil for helping them through the years. Game changer, Justin Schmidt, going to be in that Generator Super Center lane. It's Curtis Craft Hull. Curtis Craft 501. Dave Schmidt Truck Service helping out the game changer. Justin Schmidt. Out of control. Jim, the Hound Dog Howard. Will he be howling down the racetrack? No telling what this guy does when he runs his boat down the racetrack. He's a wild and crazy guy. And the Hound Dog runs under the number. Gets there first, 6:37 with a 942 on the mile an hour. Keep in mind, they're looking for a 650, but he had problems getting down the racetrack earlier, so he's going to be happy with that too quick 6:37.9.
Yeah, he fixed the problem.
Yeah, absolutely, and he sits in the number 9 spot. Meanwhile, the left lane game changer, Justin Schmidt, runs through it a 6:58.5, 6:58.5. That's good for number 3, Justin. That's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Cool.
This is my final call for blown gas flats. Final call, blown gas flats to the in-ramp. I need Pro Comp flats. Pro Comp flats. Need you guys to the in-ramp, please. Pro Comp flats to the in-ramp. Pro Outlaw, be on standby. Pro Mod, be warming them up. Pro Mod, get them warmed up. Pro Comp flats, get them to the ramp, please.
Yikes. Scott Poor Peterson, I like that. CDBA High Points champion many times. Yates Repair, South Skirt Drilling. Special thanks to the crew, Sherry, Dana, Sherman, BJ Luna, Big John, and Joanne, Mark, and Teresa. Special thanks for bringing us all together to the SDBA. So yikes, Chris Yates, he ran way quick, 6:22 with a 5 earlier. Abra Cadabra, Bob Prigmore, probably won about 18 championships this day. Lake Havasu.
How about Prigmore? 7:046, 107 miles an hour. That is his better run of today, so he'll be your number 6 qualifier. Chris Yates, 064 reaction time at a 6:56.2 at 1:33.68, and that'll be better than third. That'll be third. That'll knock Justin Schmidt down to 4th. So Chris Yates improves a couple of qualifying positions.
And Prigmore is sponsored by DNE Motorsports Development, Peterson Boat Specialties, and Marine Performance Designs. He located in Lake Havasu City, up there with the London Bridge.
That's a lot of championships.
Yeah. I seen him one time try to peck his way at one of the bricks in the London Bridge.
So I think that's all of our quick eliminators. So that should bring us into our pro. That's all of our pro eliminators. Should bring us into our quick eliminators. I believe that's Tommy Rice being pulled to the hold rope right now. Surely to be followed by more. Yep, there we go. Like I said, of our open boats quick eliminator, probably some of the stoutest competition that I've seen all of 2021 was in quick eliminator. And Ken Jenkins, of course, taking the High Points Championship, Southern Drag Boat Association. And Tommy Rice, he chased him down all the way to the final race in El Reno, Oklahoma, and almost got him. Ken Jenkins ended up winning the championship and winning the race that weekend. So it was a great weekend for Ken Jenkins.
And it looked like a lot of championships were decided at that last race on the SDBA Tour.
They were.
Checking out the race, in fact, on Racer H2O on YouTube, where you can watch all of the events from the 2021 season of the SDBA, and you will be able to go home. That's right, all you folks here,
Oh, yeah.
go home and watch it. There's people all over the world listening in.
Sam Nassis driving Critical Mass, the Extreme Racing Oil and Fuel right-hand lane. Sponsored by his mom and dad and the Lord up above.
Of course, Joe Nassis, his dad, is out here with him working on the car. So Sam Nassis, really looking forward to a good run here in the Critical Mass. Crazy Train, left lane, Westcon.
Matt Brown Truck and Jet Performance Props. Bits Custom Boats. IE Engineering, NWO Oil. Greyhawk Sweeping. Dozy Custom Paint, CMC Machines, Cons Custom Marine, and Brian's Fine Finish. All sponsoring Westcon's Crazy Train. All right, first pair, second qualifying session, the Quick Eliminator. Now something gave way on Sam's hot rod. He has stopped on the race course. Westcon 609 with a 1 at 138.53 miles an hour. He moves up 2 positions to the number 4 spot. All right, so everybody watching on Racer H2O, you're going to have a few minutes to go grab yourself another snack out of the refrigerator. So we will be right back in just a second. We'll continue with Quick Eliminator.
Don't care what they say. I've been working too hard lately. Feel like I'm going crazy. I need some time in the surface. And I say on and on. 'Cause there you go again.
RacerH2O.com is the place to go to find easy-to-use links to our social media. Watch, read, listen to, and enjoy our content on demand for free on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and RacerH2O.com.
Dave Whean, and he sponsored by the Marshall Tucker Band. I like, is the Marshall Tucker Band,
I don't think they're here.
Oh, okay.
They were at one of our races, though, and they're really good.
All right. Super Clean, NGK Spark Plugs, and Jet Set Luxury Brokers. Brian Letterly dedicating this race to her beloved friend and crew member and super fan Liver Winkler, who passed away last month. So Purple Haze Racing, David Whehan in the right lane. And Senseless, Mike Schiller. Good to see Mike Schiller out here. He did not make a run earlier today. He won the World Finals 5 times. You know what's interesting? He doesn't come to all the races, but when he does, he wins the big ones. So Mike Schiller. In fact, he's a announcer. Does monster truck stuff. Up there in the Nevada area. Senseless, Mike Schiller. So they're looking to run 6 seconds even. Purple Haze Racing, David Whean, he was off the number, ran a 6:76.6 earlier today. While Senseless, Mike Schiller, first time down the race course in this quick eliminator category. Colton, this is one of your favorite categories, open boats.
It is.
6 seconds, 150 miles an hour. It's cool.
Well, actually, I said that before I saw blown gas flats.
Yeah, and then you seen alcohol flat.
Oh, no.
Hey, yeah.
No. This is the first time I've
Jared,
seen
come
blown
on, go
gas
with-
flats was today. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. But no, alcohol flats always been my favorite, and will always be. But yeah, I love Quick Eliminator. The people that race in Quick Eliminator are what makes it so amazing.
Sam DeCease being towed right by us in front of the tower.
Hope nothing is damaged on Nacisa's hot rod.
Yeah, it's almost like maybe you just lost electric on it as opposed to of course he'll stay in that number 5 spot, ripped off a 6:10, so he's got some data from his earlier round run. I'm sure his dad will be anxious to jump on that machine when they get it back to their pit area. Don't forget, we talk about a driver's meeting at the end of the day. Don't forget, all you fans out there have an opportunity to cruise down into the pits, even throughout the day.
Every ticket is a pit pass.
And it's not only a great opportunity to watch boats run down the racetrack, but it's a boat show down in the pits.
And I promise you, this is if you ever wanted to, go meet people within the world of racing, this is the best time to do it, because this is the absolute, without a doubt, greatest group of people in the entire world to me, in my opinion. Everybody back there, no matter who it is, greatest person in the world. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing out here. Here comes Mike Schiller, David Whehan. Purple Haze Racing and Senseless. trying to improve on the 16th and 11th qualifying spots. Mike Schiller really just wants a good A to B strong run straight to the finish line. Purple Haze, how about 588 with a 4 at 158 miles an hour? Purple Haze, that was a hazy ride for him because he didn't really know exactly what was going on. It was going so fast. 606.9 at 140 miles an hour for Mike Schiller. That is what I'm talking about. That's a whole lot better than what it was earlier. He will go all the way up to the number 4 spot. David will actually go down one more position to the number 12 spot.
Yeah, Mike Schiller, you know, he's won this race 5 times.
Well, he loves this
He
place.
loves the Firebird Lake Wild Horse Pass Raceway. No doubt about it. That was an out-of-the-box run. Next pair out, Blue Thunder, Ray Malls from Choctaw, Oklahoma. So Ray Males, Blue Thunder, Hydroclimatic. Is Larry Flores from Las Cruces, New Mexico. The Dynamic Racing Engines, Pine Top Construction. Tom, for all your hard work, wife Kim, and the good Lord above. It's a Curtis 501, a blown Donovan power plant, 532 cubic inches. Runs with the ADBA, multiple SWDBA championships.
So Ray Mills currently qualified number 11 with a 656. Larry Flores, number 7 right now at 614. Ray Mills coming back from a back injury, so it's so good to see him back in the boat. Ray Mills, 643.5 at 130 miles an hour, keeps stepping in the right direction. Not going to improve qualifying positions. Neither is Larry Flores. He does improve on the elapsed time, 6:11 with a 0, 141 miles an hour, but he will stay in the number 7 qualifying spot. As we wound down quick eliminator, our next class to come out will be blown gas flats. Current number 1 qualifier in blown gas flat bottom is Shane Westerfield, and blown gas flat, courtesy of Mr. Joe Dutra, is going to get $300 to the winner plus some Cali Strong merchandise, and the runner-up will get $150 and some Cali Strong merchandise thanks to Joe Speed Freak Dutra here this weekend. So Westerfield in a really good position right now to take home that extra $300. And it's going to be really fun to see what happens in the second qualifying session because GW didn't make the run that he wanted to in blown gas flats, and so it's going to be really good this second session of qualifying.
Yeah, there's actually a couple of screw blowers in the category, which produce a little more horsepower than the traditional Roots style blower. But I'll tell you what, Shane Westerfield, if you happen to watch NHRA.tv or you go to any of the NHRA events running that Rick Jackson racing machine, and does a super job driving a alcohol funny car. And you know, his passion, it's interesting that on his off weekends he's always out there with this blown gas flat doing such a super job. But in fact, Rick Jackson, who used to be heavily involved in drag boat racing before he moved on to his alcohol funny car.
So current weather conditions for Wild Horse Pass Motorsports Park, 82.2 degrees, 9% humidity. I don't think Louisiana has ever seen as low as 9% humidity, so I'm so thankful for that. 2,870 feet above sea level, density altitude. So that's what these motors think they're running at elevation-wise. So that's why you're seeing performances fall off just a little bit. As the density altitude goes up, the horsepower in the motors tends to go down just a little bit. So here comes Steve Dickerman. Let's Rumble, the name of the boat in the Generator Super Center, left-hand side out of Blythe, California. Currently sitting number 10 at 638. And Gary Davis driving Senseless, the Extreme Racing Oil and Fuel, right-hand lane. Special thanks to Maria, Frank, Brandon, Dave, and Lori for the help and dedication. And Gary Davis, 5.97.0 at 149 miles an hour. And that is just 0.03 of a second too fast for the index. Steve Dickerman, 6.08 with a 9 at 140.94 miles an hour. And he will be your number 5 qualifier as it sits right now. But Mark Reese still sitting number 1. Gary Davis not going to improve on his 6.28 from earlier. He does improve in elapsed time, just not in qualifying position. So again, we do apologize for the kind of delay getting boats to the hold rope. We had a jet ski breakdown on us a while ago and not much help at the ramp, so just bear with us a little bit. Here comes Jeremy Smith driving Bad Influence. He is currently number 14 right now at 591.7. Driving for Dave Smith Track Service. The Generator Super Center, left-hand lane. 5 seconds left. Jeremy Smith, 6.13.3 at 136 miles an hour. And that will be good for number 9 in qualifying. Just a couple of more quick Eliminator boats. It'll be Robert Anderson and Tommy Rice, I do believe, will probably be our last pair. Seems like we've seen just about everybody else except Tommy Rice, Robert Anderson. And Robert driving Mutual Funds, the nitrous powered jet boat over in the Generator Super Center left-hand side out of Huffman, Texas. For Jeff Gibson Insurance, Huffman Performance, Task Construction, Miller Excavation, B&D Waterland, Nitrous Outlet, Go Lithium Batteries, Pat Hobbs Manufactured Homes, and Tommy the Lunchbox Rice, the Electro-Free Special, the Extreme Racing Oil and Fuel, right-hand lane, driving for David and Deb Carroll out of Marble Falls, Texas. Also, a huge thank you to Bruce and Bobby Wicker of Electro Freeze, WCR Construction, Gary Watson, Chris, and Lee Ann Allen. Tommy currently number 3, the 604. Robert Anderson, 14, as he broke out by about 25 thousandths of a second at a 597.5. All right, both of them say they're ready to go. Robert Anderson left, Tommy Rice in the right. .602 with a 9 at 152 miles an hour for Tommy Rice. He will stay in the number 2 qualifying spot. Robert Anderson, 604.7, 122 miles an hour. He goes all the way up to number 4. with an 0:21 reaction time. So Robert, very nice run on both ends of the racetrack. Tommy Rice 151 on the tree, so he needs to tighten that up a little bit, and he will, I can promise you. And Tommy 6:02.9 at 152. Man, they just keep coming. Who opened the gate and let out all the quick eliminators? I thought we were done.
Garrett Breistig,
That explains it. It's not a quick eliminator boat.
trophy wife. He'll be looking for a 650. Earlier, he ran a little too quick, ran a 646 with a 2, as a matter of fact. Sponsored by Those Guys Racing, Express Biomedical, Sand Rail Manufacturing, and BJ's Marine. So the trophy wife, Garrett Breistig, will be coming out of that Generator Supercenter side of the racetrack, Island Lane, here at Firebird Lake, Wild Horse Pass Raceway. This Drag Boat Nationals, brought to you by the SDBA, Southern Drag Boat Association.
Whoop, whoop. Yellow signal given. Garrett Breistig trying to move up better than 9th in qualifying for Pro Eliminator. Looking for 650. Hey, Joey Gladstone. I didn't recognize you when you first walked by, dude. Nice to have you out here at the drag boat races.
.648 with a 6, 116.64 on the mile an hour. So the trophy wife, Garrett Breistig. Maybe we can get Joey over here. Yo, Joey.
Hey, Joey Gladstone, come
Come
here
on.
for a second.
Joey Gladstone out with us, Pro Stock Motorcycle
Mr.
Racer
Pro Stock
extraordinaire.
Motorcycle.
Oh, man, I'm telling you. Joey, this is cool. I can tell by the look in your eye you're thinking about getting a drag boat.
I was kind of hoping you guys would have like an outlaw jet ski class because I might want to try and hop on one of those.
You got that outlaw look about you, you know.
Yes. No, this is my first time out to boat drags, and this is awesome. This is really, really cool stuff.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's really a treat to have you out here. Of course, Corey Reed's out here with you, and of course, Jim and Andy Whiteley. But, hey, you know what? Maybe Jim can put a drag boat together for you.
I think he's had some fast boats like this before or been involved with it, but we're out here rooting on it, our buddies, the Westerfields, and they're kind of showing us the ropes. And I have so many questions that I want answered, but I'm here for 3 days, so I'm going to learn about it.
All right, ask Colton who's going to win.
Who's going to win?
The person who the win light comes on in the finals. That's all I can tell you.
Joey, good to see you.
Thank you, buddy. Good to be here.
Hold my beer and watch this. Steve Pruitt, man, I like that. Joey's like, okay. But dedicated to all veterans and our fighting forces. Dave and Jana Wilson, Lilly Construction, West Star Autoplex. Steve Pruitt. Steve Pruitt came in at number 12. He runs a 595.6, 595.6, 151.4. So he wanted to make it a